Well, a number of years ago, we went together to hike Mount Whitney, the highest peak in the lower 48 states. And rather than drive, probably 12 hours, I convinced her to fly with me in a small airplane, which she does not love to do. She thinks anything smaller than an airliner is tiny. But I said, it's going to be an hour and a half flight versus a very, very long, uncomfortable drive. So we did.
So it was an uncomfortable flight.
It wasn't bad. It was smooth, but it just...
So to endure it, I took my little Dramamine. I put this was back in the days of the cassette player, but the best part was, so I sat in the back seat. It was a much smaller airplane, so I was closer to the front. And I took a blanket and I just draped it over my whole body. And we laughed and we said, it looked like he was transporting his deceased wife in the back of the airplane. And I said, well, the only way I could do it is because in my head the whole time I'm thinking, I actually said to him on a flight like that, we looked down, you're in the middle of desert. I mean, there's just nothing for miles and miles. And I said, they're never gonna find our bodies down there. And he said, oh yeah, I've had a landing spot in mind the whole time. And I said, I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse, actually. And so I wore the blanket over my head because I thought, if I'm gonna die in an airplane accident, I didn't want to see it coming. So I just wanted to surprise me in the end. So that's how we flew down there. But then the next day we did hike Whitney, and if anybody who's ever done it knows, it's a long, hard, grueling hike.
Up and down.
Yeah, the whole thing. And so I felt invincible the next day. And so I could actually ride, no blanket over my head, in the front seat with him, and took pictures of the top of the mountain as we circled around 14,000 feet and out of there. So I was much braver that one afternoon coming home.
Although we did say, as we left, she told me, it's a good thing that we flew over this trail on the way out and not on the way in, because it looks pretty intimidating and I might not have decided to do it.
Yeah. You get to see what you're going to hike up close.
And what you've just accomplished.
Yeah, it was a big
20
deal.
20 miles all the way up.
Yeah.